Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you are doing great. Once again, I welcome you all in my YouTube channel. Today, we will be covering 4th chapter of Class 7 Science NCERT, that is heat. So, this chapter is all about heat. Watch this video till the end to understand the complete concept of heat step by step. So, let's get started. Yes. So take a look of these pictures and tell me what is hot and what is cold. I know you will be definitely tell me it is very easy to answer, correct? We decide which object is hotter than the other simply by touching or seeing, correct? Isn't it? Yes. But if the given dish is boiling in 100 degrees centigrade temperature, can you say it by touching? Can you? No. Or when the thing is completely freezing, you would not be able to touch it, right? If we'll touch it, our skin will get burned, the boiling temperature, the freezing temperature, which is not easy to tell us by the touching, correct? Okay. Here in the image, you can say it by the seeing or by the touching, like hot coffee you can say it, pav bhaji is hot and shake is or soup is also very hot, right? If I will speak about the ice cream, the chilled cold drink, the shake, they all are looking very cold, right? But as I told you that everything or every object which is boiling at 100-degree temperature is freezing, okay, completely. We cannot tell it by the touching. It is not possible for us to tell the temperature of the object. So let us understand more about it. Let's do the activity. Okay, this is a simple experiment. You can do it at your home. So take a 3 glass jar. Okay, now put cold water in the first jar, hot water in second jar and mixed water, cold and hot, in the third jar. Okay. Now what you need to do, you need to dip your one hand in the cold water and another hand in the hot water for 5 minutes. After that, remove your hand and then we feel that the hand which was dipped in the cold water, it will feel that the water is very cold, and which hand was dipped in the hot water, it will feel that the water is very hot, or temperature, it will shows the temperature also, the hand is very cold and hand is very hot. And after that, what you need to do, you need to put your both the hands, you need to dip your both the hands in the mixed water jar, okay, for 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, remove your hand and what happened? Just feel it. Your one hand will feel the water is too cold, which was dipped in the hot water, and another hand will feel that the water is too hot, which was earlier dipped in the cold water. So what happened? Can you observe? Because our own two hands are not giving us right information, correct? Okay, so what it is? It shows that our sense of touch is not the most reliable to find out if something is hot or cold. Okay, so this option is not suitable for every time. By touching, we cannot say that the exact temperature of the object, correct? Like our hand one activity. So how do we find out what is hot and what is cold then? To understand easy, there is a 2 pictures for you all, a boiling milk and a frying bhajiyas. Can we touch again and tell the temperature? No, it is not possible for us. If we'll touch, skin will get burned. Okay, so we need a particular device to measure the temperature, correct? So let us discuss what it is. So before measuring the temperature, we should know about what is hot and cold, correct? So what is hot and cold? We can understand if an object is hot or cold by the sense of touch. However, it can trick us sometime, like the water one activity. Therefore, we use a thermometer, we use a particular device, correct? So what is the temperature of the object? It is the degree of hotness or coldness of an object. So if anyone will ask you what is the temperature of an object, you will simply say that the degree of hotness and coldness is known as the temperature of the object, right? And the SI unit of the temperature is Kelvin, which is represented by capital K. Make a note of it, because many times it is asked in the Olympiad and the CBSE exams also, what is the measuring unit of temperature? The standard unit. Okay. Now let us understand what is thermometer. As we all know, thermometer is a device which is used to measure the body temperature, or you can say it is a device that can be used to find out how hot an object is. Okay. So let us understand more about the thermometer. So measuring temperature, as we know, we use thermometer to measure the temperature. So basically it is of two types, but some more thermometer is also available. Okay. First we will understand about the clinical thermometer. What is clinical thermometer? It is used to measure temperature of human body. The temperature range of clinical thermometer is 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius, and the normal temperature of the human body is around 37 degrees Celsius. See, this line is again very important, make a note of it. It is asked in the exams frequently that what is the range of the clinical thermometer. So it is 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius, and the normal body temperature of human is around 37 degrees Celsius. Okay. Understand? Here you can see the picture of the clinical thermometer, which is the glass one. Okay. It is a glass tube which is narrow and uniform. Okay. And this is the thermal temperature, the thermal device. It is a gun like thermometer which display the temperature of our body. And this is digital thermometer, you can see in the third picture, which is very commonly used in our houses. Okay. Now let us discuss in detail about the clinical thermometer. A clinical thermometer is a long glass tube, as I told you all. It has a bulb at one end containing mercury. Okay. It has a scale marked in degrees Celsius. The mercury label in the thermometer rise up in the thread-like portion of the thermometer, which therefore indicates the temperature of the body. It has a small kink near the bulb to prevent the mercury label from falling down. In many exams it is asked what is the function of the mercury. So mercury well shows us the body temperature. It is a fine thread-like structure present in the thermometer, okay, which can be seen hair-like, fine hair-like structure, because what happened when we put the thermometer in our mouth, it will rise up. Earlier it was down at the level of the 35 degrees Celsius, but if we will put the thermometer in our mouth, it will just rise up due to the temperature, and it looks like a fine hair-like structure. It is a liquid actually. It is a high boiling point and high freezing point. So what happened? So the mercury level rise up in a uniform manner. So that is why mercury is kept inside the thermometer to get to know about the body temperature, right? So the use of the mercury is to give us information about the body temperature, and the use of the kink is to protect the mercury label from falling down. Okay, there is a some wire like structure which is called the kink, which is a obstacle for the mercury. Okay, clear about the thermometer structure? Now we'll talk about how to use clinical thermometer. Firstly, wash the thermometer with an antiseptic solution, because we are going to put this thermometer in our mouth, so it is mandatory for us to clean it with the antiseptic solution, correct? Before taking the temperature, the thermometer is given a few jerk to bring down the level of mercury below 35 degrees Celsius, because if the mercury level will be not at the 35 degrees Celsius, it will not shows us the good result or a correct body temperature. So it should be give the jerk. Now then the thermometer is placed beneath the tongue for about a minute. It just take a minute. Okay, then you can take it out and observe the temperature reading on the thermometer. There is a scale and you can see the fine hair like shiny structure which is mercury, which will rise up after putting it in the mouth. So you can read the scale and get to know about the thermometer, about the temperature also, the body temperature. So this is all about the structure of the thermometer and the how to use, okay, the thermometer. Now we'll discuss about the digital thermometer. What is the digital thermometer? You all know very well about it. You all are very familiar, I know. It is sometimes difficult to handle mercury filled thermometer, right? Because it was glass one, especially when it breaks and then mercury falls out, and we all know that the mercury is toxic. So that is why the clinical thermometer is not very handy or not very easy for us to carry, okay, in comparison to the digital thermometer one. However, nowadays digital thermometer are available to use. This type of thermometer does not contain mercury. It directly display the correct temperature on a display screen. There is a display screen and it will show the correct body temperature. Okay, so it is very easy for us to getting know about the body temperature in comparison to the clinical thermometer, which was made up with the glass tube, and mercury was also there inside the glass tube. That is why it is difficult to handy. Now we'll talk about some precautions. Okay, what precautions should be taken while using a clinical thermometer? Wash the thermometer before and after using it. As we all know, make sure that the temperature of the thermometer is below 35 degrees Celsius before taking the temperature. As I told you all, we need to keep the mercury level down at the 35 degrees Celsius to observe the body temperature in a correct manner. Now keep the thermometer straight in order to see the mercury level precisely. Okay, it should always be held with care or it can be break down. You should not touch the bulb of the thermometer at all. Okay, what happen if you will touch the bulb? It will take your body temperature also. So if you are observing someone's body temperature, do not put your hand, okay, inside the put your hand to the bulb, otherwise the bulb will take your body temperature also. It will add your body temperature, then it will shows a wrong temperature of the body, okay, which you want. So that you should not touch the bulb, right? Understand? Now we'll discuss about the laboratory thermometer. First we studied about the clinical thermometer. Now we are going to discuss about the laboratory thermometer, and you might have seen this kind of thermometer in the laboratory, your school laboratory, right? So it looks like this. You can see the image. A laboratory thermometer has a long narrow glass tube like the clinical one. It has a bulb at one end containing mercury. Like the clinical one, it has a scale marked in the degrees Celsius, is used to find out the temperature of the other objects such as water rather than the human body temperature. So it is used to measure the water body temperature, okay, not for human. The clinical one is for the human and the laboratory one is for the water body, to check the water body temperature. We use it, right? And the range of laboratory thermometer, this line is very important, again make a note of it, is minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius, and in clinical it was 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius, and the normal human body temperature is around 37 degrees Celsius. This is all about the important point that you need to learn. Now we'll discuss about the precautions of the laboratory thermometer. What precautions should be taken when using a laboratory thermometer? You should always follow the same precautions as that of clinical thermometer. You should always hold the laboratory thermometer in a straight upright position without tilting it. We should not tilt it, okay? Why? The bulb of the thermometer should never touch the surface of the container in which the substance is kept. It is another precautions. However, the bulb of thermometer should be completely immersed in the substance so that it covers the bulb from all sides. So why you should always hold the laboratory thermometer in a straight upright position without tilting? I ask you, because there is a no kink as like the clinical thermometer, and as I told you that the kink will help the mercury level to falling down, okay? So if there is no kink, so if we'll tilt the thermometer, the mercury level will be fall down, and it is not good for the thermometer and not good for the device actually to check the exact temperature of the water, okay? So that these all are the precautions we should take care before using it. Now we'll discuss about the minimum and maximum thermometer. It is a thermometer used to measure the minimum and maximum temperature of the day by weather forecasters. And you all are very familiar about the news. In news section there is a weather information, okay? In weather information they tell us about the temperature of the particular cities, okay? So how they tell us? They tell us with the help of the minimum and maximum thermometer, because it is used to measure the weather temperature, okay? Correct? Now we'll discuss about the transfer of heat, because we have learnt about the about what? About the temperature, about how we can measure the temperature. Now we'll study about the heat, because what is temperature is? Temperature is all about the heat only, correct? Now what is temperature? Temperature is heat, as I told you. So it always flow, the heat always flow from the maximum body objects to the minimum body object, right? It always flow from higher label to the lower label, or higher temperature to the lower temperature, okay? This is called the transfer of heat. So let us understand more. Heat flow from a body at a higher temperature to a body at a lower temperature. It is always flow from higher to lower label. This is called transfer of heat. Heat is transferred in three ways. There are three different modes of transfer of heat. One is the conduction. The process of flow of heat from a hot object to a cold object is called conduction, and it occurs in solid. The heat will always flow from solid to solid, okay? And some objects can conduct heat while other can not, okay? So there are some quality. All object cannot conduct heat. Like if we are talking about the conduction, the two solid objects are required to flow the heat, okay? But all the objects are not having the quality to allow the heat to pass through them, right? So let us understand more about it. So what is conductor and insulator? Okay, the term is given conductor. So the object that can allow the heat to flow through them are called the conductor. For example, metals such as copper and aluminium. Okay. And what is insulator? The object that do not allow the flow of heat from them are called the insulator. For example, wood and plastic. As we studied about the conductor and insulator in the electricity chapter, okay, in class 6. So we all know about the conductor and the insulator. Conductor is the object which allow the heat to pass through them, like wire, like iron, like copper. They allow the heat. Okay, just take a simple example from our day-to-day life, like tawa. Okay, tawa is generally made up of iron. So it is a solid, it allows the heat and it gets heated very easily because it completely allow the heat to transfer. So when we will put the tawa into our gas stove and just give them heat, so what happened? First, when the direct heat is coming from the surface of the gas burner, that part only gets heated very easily. After that, the heat will transfer, okay, from the it will transfer from the gas burner to the tawa and it will spread all over the tawa, and after some time all the temperature of the tawa will get heated, okay, uniformly. So this is all about the transfer of heat in the conduction. There are two metals required in the conduction, so it will occur in the solid. Now we'll talk about the convection. The transfer of heat in liquid and gases is called convection. The molecule of the liquid or gases that are near the source of heat gets heated first. So we can just take the simple example of boiling water. If we'll put water in the beaker or in the bowl, metal bowl, and keep, again we can put the bowl into the gas stove and give them fire, give them temperature, so water will boil. And observe the water. If you will observe the water, you can easily understand the convection process, okay. So what happened? The molecule of liquid or gases that are near the source of heat gets heated first. You can see the flowing way of the water molecule, okay. So they become lighter due to the heat and move upwards. The surface which is very close contact with the heat, so what happened? It will goes up, the water gets heated and the water molecule when it gets heated it will goes up, because as we all know that when anything will get heated it will become light, okay, the volume will become lighter and it will always goes up, and the heavier molecule of the water which is cold, it will goes down to fill the gap, right. So the colder particles being heavier takes place, and this process continue until the whole liquid or the gas gets heated. This is why the area above the flame of a candle always feel not, but the area on the side of the candle does not, okay. So what happened? It is simply telling us that when we put the pan into the gas stove, okay, it will directly contact with the gas burner, the surface of the bowl or the surface of the pan, it will get heated, and the water molecule with the warmer water molecule will goes up and the lighter one will goes up, as we know. So there is a gap, so that gaps will be filled by the colder one molecule. The colder one will goes down and the hotter one will goes up. This is all about the circle process to gets heated until the water reach its boiling point. So this is all about the convection. Understand, and it occurs in the liquid and gases. If anyone will ask you where does it occurs, the convection process, so you will simply tell them that it occurs only in the liquid and the gases, and the conduction process occurs only in the solid. Okay. Now we'll understand about the radiation. What is radiation? It is a process of transfer of heat in the form of wave. See, it is very important, and it's a natural process. We should not give them any heat and anything. It do not require any medium also. So for example, let us take the example of the sun. The sun's heat reaches the earth, okay, surface through radiation. Every hot object radiates some heat into the environment. What is the meaning of the radiation? Means it is a flow of energy in all direction. It does not require any medium to flow. Okay. So if we sit, okay, in the if we sit near the bonfire, so body will get heated. Okay. We don't want to come very close to the fire to get heat. Why? Because heat is transferring, it is moving. Okay, so the temperature will get heated and body will feel warm. During the winter season, we can see this example, and it is very common examples, right? So I hope you understand about the conduction, about the convection, and about the radiation. It is a very natural process which you can see very easily in our day-to-day life. Okay, so now we'll talk about the sea breeze and land breeze. Okay, sea breeze is the very common example of the convection. As I told you that in the convection, if we'll give them heat, the water molecule will flow. Okay, the lighter one, the warmer one goes up, and the colder one will goes down to fill the gap. So what is the sea breeze? The wind blowing from the sea towards the land is called the sea breeze. Simply, what is sea breeze? The wind blowing from the sea towards the land is called the sea breeze. Simple. During the daytime, the land is in the coastal areas gets heated due to the suns. As we know, the radiation occurs. Okay, the sea also gets heated, however it takes more time to get heated up than the land. As we all know that the land can get heated easily, and it has a quality to heat and to cold very easily in comparison to the water, right? So hence the air above the land gets heated faster than the air above the sea. The hot air from the land rise above as it is lighter, and the cool air from the sea being heavier takes its place. So this is result in the sea breeze. Okay, so as we know, the lighter air will goes up. So this is all about the sea breeze phenomena, right? Now you can see in the picture also the land and the sea breezes. And the sea breezes, it occurs during the what time? During the daytime. Okay, now we can see warm land surface, there is a day, cool breeze moving towards the land, and warm air rise up. Okay, and this is the land breeze. Land breeze, warm air rises up, cool breeze moving towards the sea. So because the surface of the sea is very warm and it occurs only in the night. Okay, so what is land breeze? The wind blowing from the land towards the sea is called the land breeze during the night time. See, the sea breeze always occurs during the daytime, and the land breeze always occurs during the night time. And the wind blowing from the lands toward the sea, and in the sea breeze it was blowing from the sea towards the land, right? It is just opposite. The air above the sea is hotter than the air above the land. Therefore the air above the sea rises, and the air from the land, being cool, flows towards the sea. This results in the land breeze and the sea breeze. Okay, it is all about the example of the convection, the sea breeze and the land breeze. Now we'll talk about why do we wear different types of clothes, right? This topic we understand in the fiber to fabric chapter, correct? So in winter season our body required the woolen material to keep our body warm, and in summer season we need the cotton clothes to keep our body cold. So as per the weather condition our body required different types of cloth to maintain our body temperature. Okay, so I hope with this guys we gonna end up the session. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask me. So bye bye, take care, and thank you so much.